I'm taking you behind the scenes of a Pampered Chef / pop-up party. I am having people over, in fact, in a few hours, and I'm getting all the things ready, and I want to share with you what it takes to put something like this together. Let me show you. The first step in planning a party, of course, is to pick a date, which seems so easy and obvious, but for me, being indecisive, it was so hard to pick the ideal date. And I think that's where I got caught up, was trying to find the ideal date. Of course, I'm going to start with my Laurel Denise planner to look into my calendar. This is not just a plug, but it's also a great resource I have, and I do want to share it when I can. And so this is a planner that lets me see everything in one place: month, day, week, my to-do list, everything all in one spread here. I think what would have helped if I had just said, let's focus on 2 to 5 people I know and work around their schedules, get them to come, and then we'll build around from there. Give them a couple dates. Say, is this day or this day better? Something else I didn't figure out until later was that Saturday was indeed a better date than Sunday. Saturday tends to be that day where people are going out a little more often, so it's more likely you're going to get them out of the house to attend your party. I love afternoons. I think people, enjoy light fare food. It's not too heavy, and they can come and pop in and then continue with their errands or whatever they had going on that day. So I think Saturday afternoon is a great time to have a party. Now we're getting ready to invite people. And this year I decided to do it with an actual invitation that I created and designed on Canva. It didn't take me long at all. Canva is a fabulous tool, but do you need to get that to invite people to a party? Absolutely not. If you are used to just texting people in mass and you know how to do that quickly, stick to what you know. That's another great tip when you're creating your invite, because you know you're going to send invites. They're usually going to be by email, text. You have people at work. I even printed out some. So just think about the audience you're going to invite and whether you have to or should actually create the invitation in different formats. The next step is to decide on the menu and the products to demo. And I specifically knew I had some of the appliances that I definitely wanted to showcase and some of the other tools that I have that I really wanted to highlight during this party. So I made sure to base my menu off of those items. One of the best things I did was to have demo stations. So I actually had a product that was to be used hands-on by my guests, and they could help me prep the food I needed for the recipes. It worked out so well. After I decide on all of the recipes I'm gonna make, I put them in Post-it notes and I put them here on the inside cover of my Laurel Denise planner. One of the things that I do that helps tremendously is to label things. And I do that with my wonderful Post-it notes. So much so, I have this from Laurel Denise, all different sizes of Post-its. They have the smaller ones, medium size, and the larger. I mean, large is like 3x4. And these are perfect because I make lists upon lists upon lists, but the real key here is the little ones that I'm gonna go around now and I'm gonna place on the products. I wanna make sure by putting Post-it notes on each of them to make sure I am super prepared. All right, first things first, I'm making a sangria. It is the drink of the month. So let me show you. When I say drink of the month, I'm referring to the Aldi calendar I got at the beginning of the year. I just like it. It's just something different. It makes you make a drink you probably wouldn't make. And go figure, May's drink is a red sangria, and I think it's gonna be great for the party. With that in mind, one of the ingredients of the red sangria is cored and peeled apples. Well, what is gonna do that? But my apple core and peeler. So it doesn't peel. Did I say peel? I meant slice. It's slicing. It's a core and slicer. So I'm gonna put that apple core, knowing it's for the sangria, and I'm gonna put that little Post-it on there. And this is gonna be one of the things our guests can do so they could try it out and they can actually help me add the apples to the sangria. Isn't that great? Okay, so that's one. And I'm just gonna buzz around and start putting these little Post-its all on the right thing. Now that we're done planning, it is time to start prepping. It is time to move everything, furniture, appliances, everything you need to move to make your kitchen party ready. And for this party, I am pulling out every Pampered Chef item I own, whether to be used or just displayed so everyone knows the items I own.
A few days before the party starts, it's time to start prepping. That includes anything you can clean, chop, or assemble. This includes washing and cleaning any of the fruits and vegetables I'm going to use, freshly squeezing any juice I need, and just going through all the recipes and seeing what I can do in advance.
Okay, I'm gonna put Post-it notes on our fruit so we know exactly where it's supposed to go, because I have one as a demo where I'm gonna have my guests cutting strawberries and apples, and then I have another where it just goes right into the sangria. So I'm gonna put on here sangria, and then I'm gonna stick these on the fruit in there.
One of the things I prep in advance is going to be the baguette for my brie. I slice the entire baguette and put it into a plastic bag, making it so easy to grab later and put in the oven with my brie. I also portion out any ingredients I need, and that includes these almonds for the brie as well. Speaking of the brie, I slice it down the middle. Even this small, simple step, wrapping it back up for later, saves me so much time on party day.
So this is the mandolin, and I already did some test cuts to make sure I'm prepared and I know how this is gonna work and what we can do. So I'm gonna do that now with the carrot, because I think this is one of the more fun products. I mean, it's just to see your food get chopped so fast and so easily. Now, mind you, I would have this underneath and there wouldn't be carrots everywhere, but I'm just doing a quick test. Okay, so that is a great little demo station. I'm gonna actually have it here. I'll have a different placemat for it, so for cutting, but this is going to be right here as part of the action. Another item that is so great when entertaining is the cool and serve. And let me share with you why it's called the cool and serve, and that is this piece right here. I just got it out of the freezer. I'm gonna put it at the base, just like that. And then I would fill this, for my party, I'm gonna do guacamole. It'll rest on there on that coolant, and then you have it ready for the party. Isn't that great? Also showcasing and sharing how cool the cool and serve is and demoing it to the group. So can't wait, so cool.
Next up, I'm preparing my sausage roll appetizer. These are a crowd favorite, and I just love how they display so nice on the chip and dip set. For this recipe, it is 1 package of crescent rolls and 1 package of smoked sausage that I've patted dry, and then I'll cut that into thirds. I have my crescent rolls, which I've rolled out into rectangles, and then I just roll up my sausage. I then cut it into even slices and put it out on my chip and dip set.
So what I did is smoked whiskey glaze, put it in my bowl here. And this is gonna be so great because when we heat this up, that's gonna cook all that. I could put this in the microwave and then I'll just let the residual heat of this dish come up and keep that sauce warm. Okay, I'm gonna finish cutting these and put them around the platter. Then I'm gonna wrap it and put it in the fridge and we'll cook it tomorrow at the party. Also have a pop-up going on during this whole thing, so I'll show you some of that too. Okay, I'm gonna take you on a little tour of the living room, which is my little pop-up shop. So I just have this tray with all my little accessories that I need for everything, including string for my tags. So these are my price tags. I did cut these out on my Cricut. I'm sure you could also get a punch if you wanted to. And also just any kind of tags. I'm sure if you wanted to just buy them to save you a step, you could easily do that, but Cricut is so great for that. I made QR codes to just about all the things that people would need. I made a QR code for my Venmo. I made a QR code for my party, so if they want to go to the ordering site, that's available to them in that QR code. I have some ribbons, of course my readers, pencils, clothespins, markers, scissors, tape, all the things you need as you're assembling everything here. So here we have a gift station. I made these little gift sets. So this is a little coffee set I gave with the coffee set. That'd be real cute to give these clear coffee mugs. Those are cute, and a little tag to go with that, or a little card. Another gift set, this time tea. It's a wellness tea collection, has 48 tea bags, and that will go with this pretty little teacup and a little card, just a little teeny tiny card that they can put with that. That will also either wrap in cellophane or put that in a bag. If they do indeed purchase a gift and they want to give it to their mom, mother-in-law, sister, friend for Mother's Day, or just in general, and it is not going to be here in the time that they might mail out a card, I did make these so they could put these in the cards to say, you have a gift coming from Pampered Chef. So, and then it puts my details in there. So if they have any questions, they can get a hold of me. Okay, so I have my card display completely filled. I love this card display. You saw in another video, I spray painted it white. A friend gave that to me. I have a mix of cards, Mother's Day, I have birthday, I have all sorts of sentiments. I even threw in a couple Christmas cards. You never know. There's a grad card in there. I have some boy themed kind of cards and just some unique individuality cards. And then I have over here some thanks a latte. I even have little cards for expecting moms. And then down here I have tags. So I put like just a ribbon across and use 2 of the 3M hooks and just put the adhesive on there and then run that string, that ribbon all the way across. And then that's what I use clothespins to hang all of my tags. I've had some of these gifts. I thought it'd be great. Put those out and then just put some signage up to let them know. Once again, the QR codes are available, making purchasing easy. Okay, so that is all of the pop-up stuff. So in between all this is just for them to kind of peruse during our Pampered Chef party.
It is now the day of the party and we're headed back into the kitchen to do all the final preparations, including our sangria.
I have added our Grazie red wine into our punch bowl, and that I'm doubling the recipe, so that's actually 2 bottles of red wine into our bowl. I've doubled, so this is half a cup of brandy with 4 tablespoons of orange liqueur to our punch bowl. And then for our juice is a half a cup of orange juice and a half a cup of lemon juice that I freshly squeezed. 4 tablespoons of sugar. Get all that sugar. 1 large apple. Raspberries. And I also have sliced up our oranges, lemon, and strawberries.
Making the sangria as the first step on the day of the party is to ensure all this fruit is going to seep into that wine and make a wonderfully delicious blended drink. You can also make this sangria non-alcoholic using fruit juice instead of wine, or make any fruit punch in a bowl with fruit is going to look fabulous. I also am going to prepare my caramel sauce, which was a huge hit at the party, and it is the easiest thing to do and the best way to show off your deluxe cooking blender. It is 5 simple ingredients: a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, a 1/4 a cup of butter, and a 1/4 a teaspoon of salt. Then put your blender on the sauce setting and let the blender do all the work for you. I will put all the measurements of the sauce down below in the description box.
Okay, our caramel sauce is blinking to add, but for the caramel, we don't add anything. So I'm just gonna hit the button and it's gonna continue.
For the party, I made little gifts with the caramel sauce. I put them in the little mason jars and put ribbon around it, and they were a hit. While my sauce is continuing to blend and cook, I am making my guacamole. I prepared everything a couple days before except for the avocados. So now I am just putting the avocados and the lime juice into my guacamole, and I'm stirring it up with my mix and chop.
Okay, our caramel is done. Now what we're gonna do is custom blend, which will do it for 1 minute, but I'm gonna wait till the party. So guacamole is made.
I continue assembling our demo stations. My charcuterie board is ready with 2 dips. I have the bread ready. The guacamole is ready to go into the mix and serve. Whipping cream is ready to be assembled. I'm also going to use our rock crock to make a wonderful ziti dish. I have my station here with my laptop for questions, and my door prizes are set up, and then of course the display of all my Pampered Chef items that I own I put out so everyone can see all the things I have and if they have any questions about them. Listed below in the description, you will also find all the demo stations I set up and the recipes that we included for each of the products. Right before my guests arrive, I went ahead and cooked the sausage rolls so they were nice and warm. And then I also did some additional prepping. Here's another tip for you. If you are going to have a party and you know your family still needs to eat, go ahead and make something in advance. I made this broccoli quiche, which my family loves, and I made it the day before. So all I had to do that morning was to put it in the oven, and then they could have it at any time and microwave it. That way we didn't dirty up our kitchen while I was still prepping for the party. I have another tip that worked out really well that I did days in advance regarding cleaning.
I took the grates off of my stove here, and I also took the knobs off. I left this side only with the grates on and the knobs on, and it was a clear indicator that this was the only section of the stove to use for the last few days. Day of the party, I can just clean this one side up. I don't have the whole thing to do. I didn't waste time cleaning a whole stove, which is just gonna get messed up. So now I'm just gonna wipe down. You see all the bits? That's what happens. I'm gonna wipe all that down, get the grate on top, and I have a clean stove for the party.
Speaking of the party, the guests have arrived, and this is the time for the presentation. I didn't do a formal presentation. I let the demos speak for themselves. Everybody knew that there was little stations set up that they could play around with the products, and it was perfect. The way everybody just kind of milled around, eating, drinking, talking, demoing, playing, asking questions, it worked out great. I had about 10 people in attendance, and one of the other tips is to mention to people, remind them of course about your party, and then you can get orders for those who couldn't make it. Some of the things we did at the party was to make this ziti dish in this everyday rock crock pan. Turned out wonderful. I got to show them how it works in the microwave, the oven, and under the broiler. So that worked out so well. Actually demoed that right there in front of everyone. I also showed them how to make the brie with the almonds, and then we also made dessert. One of the demo stations was to make these pie pockets that have Nutella and bananas inside, and they were cooked in the Pampered Chef air fryer, so I could showcase this appliance to everybody and then serve them up on our serving tray, also by Pampered Chef. This was a great way to show it in action and for everyone to have a delicious dessert. This recipe is also available in the description box below, and once again it used the hand pie and pocket maker, which is a great little tool to have to make a delicious dessert easy and fun. Overall, the party was a huge success. I think my guests had a great time. I know I did, and I will certainly be doing more parties like this. I know it was also a success not only because of how much they told me, but also because of how much we made in sales. I made over $1,000 in sales from this one party alone, and because of that, I was able to get all these products here for only $75. This is $500 worth of products that I was able to get myself. I'll try to give as much information as I can below, and of course on future videos. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in to the end, and don't forget to like and subscribe and click your notification bell. That way you're notified when I make future videos. Thanks so much.